Welcome back, welcome in, let's all gather, let's be together. Today we're going to be talking about mindset because honestly the level of work that it has taken me to sit here with our community, embarrassing, but also not embarrassing. So we're going to talk about mindset and shame today because that's what wants to be discussed. Our belief systems run everything, like they run the show, and this is a great thing because belief systems are inherently malleable. We grow up believing in maybe Santa or fairies or like these mystical magical worlds, and then we get older, and while that belief of like the fairies or the aliens in my case felt so real as a child, as we move and we have new experiences and we expand our mind through learning, those old beliefs don't really feel relevant anymore. But they still felt so real and valid at the time. So never, ever, ever in my work am I coming in like, oh, are you experiencing depression, anxiety, PMDD, like acute ADHD to the point where you can't function? That's not real. That's just a belief. Our beliefs literally inform our veneer of reality. What we believe influences the way that we navigate the world, how we approach ourselves, how we look after ourselves, and how we move through this life, and how we respond and react to this life. So our beliefs, our belief systems, our mindset are so impactful and so huge. And the fact that we have the ability and the opportunity to interrupt these beliefs and really nourish and bring the beliefs up into more of a stronger, aligned belief system is such an exciting opportunity for us. So how do we do this? The way that I really love to work with belief systems is through hypnosis. So don't worry, I think we've been led to believe that hypnosis is like, follow my hand, and then that's going to take you into a place where you're going to act like a chicken. You can do that, but really for me, hypnosis is the bridge between the cognitive mind and the subconscious mind. So our cognitive mind is in charge of like 2 to 5% of our everyday experiences, whereas the subconscious mind is what is running the show. So the subconscious mind is in charge of so many things, from our belief systems, our fears, our worries, all the way over to our long-term memory, our immune system, and all of our autonomic nervous system. Fascinating. So the subconscious mind is what's currently powering your body and making sure that everything is functioning as it should be. Now, for those of us, if you're anything like me and you've experienced a chronic condition either right now or in the past, you know that when we're moving through that time of what feels like acute dysfunction, it felt like that for me. It was like, well, my body's not working as it should be. No way. And I found it so insightful to then learn more about the subconscious mind and go, okay, while what I'm experiencing is really uncomfortable, there is a belief within my body that is driving this reaction that I'm experiencing every day. Like for a while, I couldn't digest any food because I didn't have any stomach acid. Now, we could just stop there, but me being me, let's go a bit deeper. Why am I not producing stomach acid anymore? One of the reasons was, oh, that you're experiencing hypothyroidism, like that really affects your stomach acid. Okay, cool, but where's that come from? Like, you know when a child's 4 years old and they're constantly going like, why? But why is that? Me too. And it was so fascinating to have the opportunity to work with my subconscious mind and utilize this symptom, this experience, this sign that my body was giving to me every day. Hello, I can't talk to you directly, but I can give you a symptom. Please pay attention to me. It was so fascinating to be able to work with that symptom, access my subconscious mind through hypnosis and go, right, why can't I digest a new food? Oh, because I can't process other things in my life. Oh, because I'm constantly overwhelmed. Oh, because I've been experiencing these really tough situations for so long and I'm completely overwhelmed. And so as a protection piece, my body's going, okay, I'm not going to do this anymore. And I need you to sort everything else out. And I'm just going to make it so hard for you to access nutrients so that you stop. Please stop, Josephine. And that point I really want to circle back on. Our bodies are always giving us feedback. We get a daily report from our bodies at all times. We have a report on how it is that we're thinking about ourselves, how it is that we're nourishing ourselves, how we're doing with expression and creativity and being with other people and giving and receiving love. And it's so fascinating, and that report card comes through our symptoms. Say if I'm experiencing a headache, before learning about all of this, I'd be like, oh, I've got a headache. Oh, it's not the right time. I'd be annoyed. I'd experience these symptoms and I'd meet it with this sense of like, why has this happened to me? Happened to me. Everything felt very like outside in. And I never met the headache with like, oh, okay, there's a message here. Okay, I haven't drunk any water today. I'm really stressed. I've been eating loads of inflammatory foods. So of course my liver's overburdened, and oh look, of course I've got a headache. There wasn't any of that before, but as soon as I started to work with my body, as soon as I started to have conversations with my subconscious mind via hypnosis, as soon as I started to utilize therapeutic tools while in the state of hypnosis, hypnotherapy, things really started dropping, chopping, and changing for me in a way that finally was genuinely supportive. I know for me, so many times in the past, I've started like a new supplement regime, or I've cut out certain food groups, and a lot of this kind of like sharp, harsh like actions that I've taken. And when I've been taking those actions in the past, or like I cold turkey, I don't taper, I've never tapered anything. It's like, we're done. And it's this harsh ripping off of plasters, when really, if I could go back in time now, and I can't do that, all I can do is lead myself differently going forward. So going forward now, it's how can I meet myself in a way that's really loving and compassionate and caring, and not to the point of like, oh, like inaction. It's more, we're going to do this action. We are going to create this change and this upgrade, and we're going to do it in a way that's in alignment with what you truly need and what you truly want. So there can still be that hard hand element in there. I know that I respond really well to that, just like, what are you doing? And I'm like, great question. What am I doing? But when we're driven by curiosity and compassion for ourselves, I find for me that I can get a lot more creative with the outcomes. Things feel less stagnant and heavy, which again, I feel that when we're on a health journey, it can feel so heavy and so confusing. And like I said before, like our body's rebelling against us, and like, why is this happening to me? The body doesn't make mistakes. The body is always on our side. Always, in all ways. It's always on our side in always, and it's trying to create symptoms, reactions, rubs, so that we go, okay, you're making this more challenging, because I'm clearly making it more challenging for my body to live and exist, which I think is beautiful. And I really want to speak about this, because so many of us come to places like this where we're looking for answers, and we're looking outside of ourselves, and we don't trust ourselves anymore. It took me a long time to rebuild that trust that I had in myself, because I had eroded any form of kindness towards myself. Non-existent, like I said before. Even when I was trying to like get healthier, get better, sort myself out, quite, again, harsh language, it was like, ugh, come on, we have to do this. Whereas the moment that I got to a place where I could meet myself and look in the mirror and be like, I love you. I'm looking at like both me's. I love you, I value you, you're important. And when I could say it from this place instead of in the past, where it would be like, I love you. I am performing the act of loving you because I've been told I have to. That wasn't genuine. There wasn't any real intention there, and intentions really do lead us. So this video really is an invitation for you to meet yourself with kindness and do that mirror work, which maybe in those times of stress and strife and okay, but I need a fix right now, it could feel so many different things. But by looking at ourselves in the mirror and receiving that projection of ourselves, I see you, I welcome you, I love you. I see you, I welcome you, I love you. You're here with me. I recognize the challenging times that we've had. I see how hard it has been for you to move through the past couple of years, decades, lifetime. I'm fully recognizing and holding space for the pain and the strife and the struggle. And taking that time, place, and space to be with ourselves, to breathe with ourselves, to really see the state and to really see that report card that our body's giving us. not from a place of let me look for flaws. Oh, I'm really bloated today, or my skin's flared up, oh this, oh that. Again, know that I'm saying all of this because I've clearly done this many a time. Looking at ourselves with curiosity. What about myself can I give love to today? What about myself can I celebrate and find interesting and like, oh, that's curious. Or like, I've got a new wrinkle. Oh, I've had a huge acne flare up. Oh, I have loads of acne scars from years of picking at my skin while stoned and anxious. How interesting. How beautiful is it that my body is always taking my actions and kind of cushioning them and continuing to move and evolve. And I was about to say regardless of our external inputs, quite the opposite, but the body will take our actions and the mindset as in the environment that we are living within, and it will keep finding the best possible outcome for us. And I think that's fascinating, and I think that's a really empowering approach for health. So when it does feel like, in my case, and I'm sure yours, like we're the hardcore ones in this journey, when it does feel like our body has completely and utterly broken down and tapped out and it's all over, that's really the time when your body is working so hard to keep us alive. It's working so hard to keep showing up and being like, dude, you're giving me nothing here, but I'm gonna keep fighting for you. It's like, do you remember that trend all about like golden retriever boyfriends? Our body is the ultimate golden retriever boyfriend. It's gonna keep showing up. It's gonna keep creating healing responses to everything that we throw at it. Like, I existed on packaged food for years. If you look at photos now, like, you can tell, but my body's still like, I'm gonna take the few and far between nutrients that we can. Like, we're gonna keep this one going. Bringing love for that and curiosity and compassion for that will change the game. Things start getting easier then, you know, instead of, for me, for such a long time with my health, it felt like I was like, had nothing, and I was clawing up like a glass wall, like just scrabbling with nothing there. It felt like everything was happening to me, against me, just that like frozen, can't move, what am I gonna do? And as soon as I relaxed and also surrendered to what was happening, there was a big acceptance piece of like, oh, I'm not very well. Okay. I am not the best abled at the moment. Okay. I think having that awareness of where I was at then allowed me to, again, curiosity, compassion. Then I can get creative with my outcomes. I think it's going to be clear for all of us. I'm not really someone who's gonna, if someone tells me no, I'm going to go find the yes. So many times I was told by professionals, there's nothing we can do. Maybe you want to take the birth control, maybe like an SSRI, antidepressant. I knew for me, I'd already walked that path and it had burned me horrendously. I knew that that wasn't an option for me anymore. So they were giving me a whole bunch of no, and it was like, right, I'm finding the yes. I didn't come this far just to come this far. And I really do feel like my creative background in textiles and arts and studying photography and history of art, like the whole thing, like classic art kid. Find my old YouTube videos on here. All the evidence is there. That creative, open-minded outlook really did save the day for me. And it's built such an interesting pathway now, where over the past year I've been really intentionally setting out to build my personal bridge between my creative background and the really integrative health path that I'm walking now, and bringing them together. I think when we make healthcare sterile and very like white lab coat, prescription only, have you got a study for that? You're going to be waiting a while to get answers, which may or may not be relevant to you. As much as like studies do exist in the world, no one studied me. That study about PMDD, the PMDD studies are fascinating. But again, they study like 15 people in, where was it, Denmark or something. I wasn't in that study. Those outcomes may not be relevant to me. Yeah, we experience like symptoms which fall under the same umbrella. But we've got to be working with ourselves and finding the people who are going to honor and acknowledge ourselves. Both ourselves and like ourselves. Let's really work on that quantum mitochondrial level. So, bit of a riff for us today to break back into this YouTube game. Like, hi, we're back, we're here. Like I said at the beginning, the level of subconscious support that I've personally invested and journeyed with to be able to like be visible on camera, be showing up, be nourishing my body so that that is a possibility. Worth mentioning, but also having that tenderness with ourselves, continuing to touch and check in with our heart spaces. Thank you, body, for getting me this far. Thank you for allowing me the resilience and the grit and the sheer will to keep searching, finding the yeses when I've only been handed no's. It's all to play for, which is so exciting. So my name is byjosephine.k. You can find me on Instagram at byjosephine.k. I work as a hypnotherapist. I'm studying to be a natural physician. And we get to do this. It gets to be this, honestly, it gets to be this easy and it gets to feel this good. Subconscious support is A1. Our environment really discerns so much. This is the most direct environment that we're living in each and every day. We get to do this. It gets to be this easy. Right, speak to you soon. See you in a bit.